What's good, everybody? It's Andrew coming back at you with another episode of the Jaguar Podcast, and it's been way too long. I've, kind of taken a long hiatus from the show. Unfortunately, had some things going on in my life. Some big renovations made to our house, and we also have a second addition to the family, another baby boy here. So we got 4 Jaguar fans in total. It's pretty awesome, but like I said, it takes time. Life happens, but wanted to come back and do a little State of the Union episode, a little recap from last season. The Jags, man, did they surprise me. End up going 13-4 in the regular season, made the playoffs. I mean, my Lord, with Liam Cohen taking the helm, not that I was doubting him at all, but, I had very low expectations kind of as a Jaguars fan coming into, last season. So I thought they were going to be going more 4-13 as opposed to 13-4. So because, it's the first year of a coach, an organization that's been through a lot of turmoil, with front office changes. But I mean, it's been amazing with Liam Cohen and the new coaching staff, with Tony Baselli as the EVP of football ops, and James Gladstone, who we got from LA. So, man, I met it with a standing ovation when we got that news. Just so happy that we were able to get a good front office in there and a good culture and surround, Coach Cohen with a good, support group and support, net, so that he can make the decisions that he needs to make and build a great organization from the ground up and great, team and coaching staff. And man, looks like he's done that. He brought in Coach Campanelli, Anthony Campanelli, as defensive coordinator. Grant Udinsky, I believe he's the offensive coordinator. We were able to retain those two, and I'm really excited about it, man. I'm excited about this upcoming season, but wanted to kind of do a recap, State of the Union, kind of recap my thoughts on the season. And I couldn't be more happy, man. We made the playoffs. Lost, unfortunately, to Buffalo. That was a heartbreaker. Tough game to get through and kind of swallow, because I feel like we could have beaten Buffalo. We had moments there where we could have taken the lead. We missed a field goal. Had a tough, 4th down call there by Liam Cohen that we didn't get. So I think that those were kind of the game changers that didn't go in our favor. But you know what? We well exceeded my expectations for last season. So really happy about it. Really excited to see what we can do, this upcoming season. I'll be doing an episode on the draft where I talk about some of the, positions I'll be targeting if I have my GM hat on, or if I'm like James Gladstone. But yeah, let's talk about some of the developments after the season. There have been some, key signings, re-signings, a trade in there. So let's start off with Jacoby Myers. He got, I believe it was a 3-year, $60 million extension, well-deserved, more than well-deserved. I've been saying, I was saying when I was kind of live tweeting this, or live, whatever you want to call it, on Bluesky, because that's what I'm on now. I was saying, pay this guy. He's just an amazing addition. I think he had, when we acquired him in that trade with Las Vegas, I think he had 0 drops one season, and he was really consistent for us. Became that guy, that X factor, and that guy that Trevor would go to, on deep routes and just everything across the middle. I mean, this guy just caught everything. Kind of reminds me of Keenan McCardle, that possession receiver, who again just caught everything and just made plays and was there when you needed him. So Jacoby Myers, congratulations on the well-deserved extension, and I'm hoping he's here for years to come, and we're seeing lots of touchdown catches from Jacoby Myers. So great re-signing, but also great job from Jacoby Myers. Then we have another re-signing, Buster Brown, corner for the Jags. well deserved 3 year. I think it was 3 year, $33 million deal. I think that's well deserved. He's done great, in zone coverage. He had some interceptions this year too, at key moments, and was there when Travis Hunter went down, and just was stepping up there with Jarian Jones. So really happy to have him back on the squad, but also him getting his flowers and well deserved contract extension. Next, we have Dennis Gardeck. He's a Sam linebacker that we picked up in the offseason. I think he had 3 sacks this year, 2 or 3, if I recall. Solid player. Really, really like this resigning. So congrats to Dennis Gardeck. A big one that we have is obviously the Trayvon Walker extension. He got, I believe it was a 4 year, $110 million extension. Pretty big. A lot of people are kind of have different opinions on this one. I like Trayvon Walker. I think he was a good pick. He was kind of kind of hampered with a little bit last season, out a lot with injuries. I think he had like a hand injury, so and didn't wasn't able to get as much production. I think he had 3 sacks, but I think he's that type of player that can do it all, man. Like he could play hands down in the 3 point stance, and also can stand up there as an edge, drop back in coverage. So I think it's worth it, man. And I think he's a good fit for the Jaguars culture, and solid there. I think you can move him inside as well. He's that kind of multifaceted defensive end slash edge player. And I think he's a good fit there with Josh Hines Allen across from him. So looking forward to more production out of him, and more great years to come. So congrats, Trayvon, on the extension. And then we have some other guys here. I think Quentin Morris, he was a tight end that had some streaks there at the end of the year with some nice catches in playoff game. I think he had a couple catches in the Buffalo game. Really good pass blocker. And I think this extension is well deserved. I think he got a 1 year, $3 million deal. Some other kind of notable signings there as well were Matt Dickerson. He got some playing time there at defensive tackle, and then did pretty well. DJ Dallas had some streaks of success there in the regular season play at running back. I think he had some special teams plays there too, with maybe a punt return or a kickoff return that went pretty far. So good for him. Congrats to DJ Dallas and Matt Dickerson. So let's jump into some of those key departures. So to start off with, we have Andrew Wingard, strong safety, a fixture within the Jags organization for a while. I'm kind of torn about him. I don't know. Like he has flashes where he shows up, will get turnovers, and then there are other times where like he'll just kick the bucket and blow a coverage and then give up a touchdown. So I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of okay with him. I feel like with him leaving, feel like we can maybe backfill that spot in the draft, and I'll go more into that in the next episode. But yeah, Wingard, he has left the Jags, and next key departure was Greg Newsome the second. We got him in a trade from Cleveland. I think we sent Tyson Campbell over to Cleveland. He didn't really get much production from him. I think he had 1 interception, but blew some coverages, especially in the Buffalo game. So I didn't think the trade worked out, and he is no longer with the Jags. So next key departure, we have De'Ami Brown. Got him for a 1 year deal from I believe it was the Commanders. Just couldn't catch the ball. Not really hung up on this one. I think this was just for the best. I think he might have resigned with Washington too. But anyways, he dropped the ball at key moments, and I think one of them again, I think was the Bengals game where he dropped like a touchdown pass. But regardless, I'm not losing any sleep over this one. And then we have Travis Etienne. This one I know a lot of people are upset about. I would have been okay if we brought back Etienne on a cheap deal. Um, but for me, like he had his moments where he would shine in the backfield and in the flats. He was a good receiving back. Had a couple seasons there where he rushed for 1,000 yards. So deserves his flowers. I'm glad he got a great deal over in New Orleans. But the problem with him is he put the ball on the ground too much. He would turn the ball over at the worst possible moment. So that's really I think where the downside was with ETN. But I know he was close with Trevor too. They played together at Clemson, but it is what it is. It's for the best. Congrats to Travis Etienne for the new contract with New Orleans. Um, and then the next one I think is Tim Patrick. He was wide receiver for that we picked up from in a trade from Detroit. I actually liked him. I think I think he had moments where he had some big catches. I think it was more later second half of the season, but regardless, I think if we could bring him back on a cheap deal, I'd have been okay with it. But he's hit free agency, so that's that. But I think in all fairness, guys, I think we're in a really good spot for next season. I'm excited about the draft, and really looking forward to it. I'll be watching it. I think the Jags won't be picking on Thursday because they have no first rounds unless they make a trade. They have no first rounders because of the Travis Hunter deal in the draft last year. But who knows? We'll see what they do. But how do you guys feel? How do you guys feel about the Jaguars? How do you feel like we are right now? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. It's free. Hope you guys are doing well. Take care, and I'll see you next time.